Patriot Prime Reviews is a channel for adult collectors and may not be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
This video is sponsored by Toyhax.com. They're your one-stop shop for reproduction decals for your vintage G1 Transformers and upgrade decals for your modern bots. Weaponry for your figures from the Toyhax Armory, and great-looking backdrops for your display from Toy Stages. And when you visit Toyhax.com, make sure and use my monthly promo code to save 15% off your order. So yes, 15% off when you use my promo code right here. So check out Toyhax.com and make your collection stand out from the rest. And tell them Patriot Prime sent you. Now, on to the video. The featured bots in this video is the brand new Transformers Reactivate Bumblebee and Starscream. Just like before, we've got plastic windows back on the packaging, so you see Starscream and Bumblebee right there behind the glorious plastic window. Product shots of Bee and Starscream in robots and vehicle mode. Bee here, Starscream on the side, Bee on this side, back of the packaging. More product shots, actually the same product shots of robot mode and vehicle mode. And here we have screenshots. I'm actually looking forward to this game. I cannot wait for this to come out. It's been a long time since we had a decent Transformers game. Anyway, we're here for the figures. So now, without further ado, let's get these figures opened up out of the packaging and check them out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and welcome to Patriot Prime Reviews. Now, once you get Starscream and Bumblebee all opened up and out of the packaging, you'll see they do come with a sheet of instructions that, as usual, is very well illustrated and easy to follow. They also come with their accessories. Starscream has two blasters that are completely different. This is kind of a unique take on Starscream's weapons here. And Bumblebee comes with these little teeny tiny pistols. So I don't think I've ever got a Transformer with weapons this small before. And then of course we've got Bumblebee and Starscream themselves. Let's go ahead and take a look at Starscream first. I dig the look of Screamer right here. He is awesome looking. Check out that head sculpt. That just screams Starscream. Though it is odd that he has blue eyes. I prefer my Decepticons with red eyes, but I'm sure Toyhax will fix that up. Anyway, it is nice blue paint, silver face, black helmet, and one thing I will stress that I noticed right off the bat, he's got this weird asymmetrical paint scheme. We've got a white wing here, black wing there, red shoulder, black shoulder. There's a little bit more black here on this side with a black hip piece here, red there. The forearms, there's a black section on the left arm. The legs, they're pretty much the same, other than you got a black thigh right there. So that's different. I'm not sure if that's something in the game, a design choice, or what. But, I mean, it looks alright, just kind of odd. Moving on down, let's see, we got these chest intakes right there. We've got the cockpit, which is a nice painted orange. I like the fact you actually have the little black section there that breaks up the cockpit instead of all one solid collar. Lots of great sculpted details throughout. I mean, look at the details there on the wings with the rivets. I really like that. Pops a little bit more on the white wing than the black wing. He's got these shoulder pylons right there. They're more attached to the back, but it's still very Starscream looking. Nice molded details down here on the legs with the blue, and he's got blue feet. And he cleans up really well too. Not a lot of hollowness, though the back of the wings is quite waffly. And another waffle section or gappy section, but the only one is right here inside the forearm. That's for transformation where the fists fold up. But here lately they've been giving us panels to hide the fists. I wish they did it with Starscream. Do not like that at all. Now let's get into articulation. Heads on a ball joint can look up and down and all around, do a complete 360. The arms, they can do a complete 360 as well, but you're going to have to move the wings out of the way and they have articulation as well. They can fold back and forth, and they can rotate around. The arms also go out slightly. They're going to hit because of these shoulder pieces, which are articulated as well, but still he doesn't have a lot of range of motion that way. There is a rotation at the shoulder. There's a bicep bend. No wrist rotation. There is waist rotation. Legs go forward, legs go back. There's a nice, man, that joint's tight. There's a nice knee bend, thigh rotation, and ankle tilts. And I accidentally flipped that out. There's articulation here for these tail fins. They're supposed to go along the back of the legs like so, but I guess if you wanted to, you could bring them forward. I prefer this look right here. So now let's get his weapons attached. Stand up. Now he does have different weapons as I showed earlier, but it doesn't really matter. You can put them on either arm, and unlike most Seekers, instead of the weapons pegging in on the upper arm, these are going to peg in on the forearm. We've got a hole right there and right there. So there we go. They were Starscream, all armed and ready for battle, and that's a weird look. I'm not sure if I really like the forearm mounted blasters. I prefer mine on the upper arm. That's just the way it's been with Seekers forever, you know, for 40 years at least. But I guess that's not too bad. He's still armed. He's still a badass. I mean, this is a nice looking Starscream all in all, and I really like him. I think that's an awesome looking figure. So now let's go ahead and bring in Bumblebee. Bumblebee here is the surprising figure of the set because this Bumblebee looks badass. I cannot think of a time when I said a Bumblebee figure looks badass. He is beefy, he is bulky, he is ready for battle, and he looks awesome. Bringing in a closer look, check out the head sculpt. That is a very serious looking head sculpt. Love the looks of that. He's got some blue eyes, silver face, yellow helmet, some black there for the crest. I really like this. That is a molded in Autobot symbol painted red. That looks so cool. He's got some faux brush guard molded into the shoulders right there. Brush guard for the chest. And of course he's just a black and yellow collar scheme that we're used to with Bumblebee. Painted black there on the shins. I mean, he looks awesome. And unlike Starscream, he doesn't have this weird asymmetrical paint scheme. Big old tires there on the side of the legs. I mean, I dig it. And he cleans up really good. A little waffly here underneath the arms, but I don't think it's as bad as Starscream. Articulation for B. Head is on a ball joint, could look up and down and all around, do a complete 360. Arms could do a complete 360 as well, but you will have to kind of watch out for his door wings that are articulated due to transformation, so they're easy to move out of the way. There's a rotation at the forearm, at the bicep bend. No wrist rotation. Let's see, there's no waist rotation. I mean, that waist locks into place, but legs go forward, they go back, they go out, they go in. There is a nice knee bend, once again on a tight joint, and there is ankle tilt. So there is B. Let's take a look at his weapons. Now, his weapons can be stored a couple different ways. Of course, the main way here is, of course, give him these little pistols that he can hold in his hands, and he can dual wield. Bumblebee all armed and ready for battle. He's on the attack, John Woo style. So we've got that option right there. He also has these slots on top of his shoulders, or on the side of his head rather. You can peg those in because the pistols have have a more narrow bottom right there. So those will slot in like so. So he's got some shoulder mounted guns. And another thing that they show, or another storage option that they show in the instructions, is you can store the guns inside his arms. If you look in, you see the square slot or the rectangle slot where the guns would fit. You put the handle toward the fist and lock that in, so you store the guns like that. Why they show that in robot mode, I do not know, because this comes into play in vehicle mode. It looks stupid in robot mode, but I'll show you that later on. So let me go ahead and give Bumblebee his pistol back. And then we'll bring in Starscream once again so we can see the two together. And there we go. Them to stand up. They're both a little back heavy. I mean, there's a lot of junk back here. I mean, it's not bad, but you just got to get them just right to keep them standing up. So there you go. Starscream and Bumblebee in their robot modes. In vehicle mode, both Starscream and Bumblebee look just as good as they did in robot mode. Let's go ahead and take a look at Starscream first. And man, do I love this jet. He looks so sleek and futuristic and totally badass. I really like the looks of this. Though the asymmetrical paint scheme still throws me off a little bit. We got the white wing here with the black wing there, but it is what it is. Taking a closer look at the nose cone, he's got a nice painted cockpit right there opposed to the translucent we usually get. Great sculpted details all the way around. I like the fact he has 3 thrusters. That's something a little unique. Now underneath the jet, it's a folded up robot. You see the arms, you see the legs. He's got a big gap right there, big gap right there, and something I just do not understand with Transformers and their jet modes anymore. Why can't they have landing gear? He just lands on his legs, and that's pretty much it. The weapons do peg onto the wings just like normal Seeker weapons, so all in all, I really like Starscream jet mode. Now let's take a look at Bumblebee. This Bumblebee is awesome. He's some sort of off-road buggy and just totally looks badass. I like the details all over, though he could have used some better paint applications for the windows. As you can see, the windows are all black. The side windows, the front window, which does have a molded in or some molded in armor. Other than that, some really good paint applications. You got silver there for the lights here, the lights on top. We got the red Autobot insignia right there. We've got the brush guard, and check these beefy tires out. I love that. Those look awesome. Those are definitely off-road tires. Big old engine there on the back that looks really good with another, I think that's another molded in Autobot symbol. Look at the details on the engine. That is sweet. I just wish he had painted windows. Man, that guy rolls so good. Now, as far as weapon storage for Bumblebee, you do have a couple of options. His arms fold up into the body just like so. Now, earlier where I showed you where you could put the weapons in the forearms, that comes into play here. I don't know why they didn't show this in the instructions, but you take the pistol just like so, peg the handle in near the fist, and then what you do is just drop the arm down inside, and that'll hold the weapon, or hide the weapon, excuse me. Now, another option, you can take the weapon out of the arm, if I can get the arm back in there now, and then you can peg the weapons right here on the hood of the vehicle. You got one here, and the other. So now you have these front mounted weapons on the front of the vehicle, and I would assume that's how they would work in the video game when you're in vehicle mode. So all in all, I love the looks of this dune buggy, aside from the unpainted windows, which I'm sure Toyhax will fix later on at some point. So there you go, guys. Transformers Reactivate Starscream and Bumblebee in their vehicle modes. And now for some quick size comparisons, here is Transformers Reactivate Starscream and Bumblebee with Generation 1 Starscream and Bumblebee, Earthrise Starscream and Netflix Bumblebee, Core Class Starscream and Bumblebee, and with fellow Transformers Reactivate figures Optimus Prime and Soundwave. Seeing this whole group together, man, they did Soundwave dirty. The Transformers Reactivate 2-pack of Starscream and Bumblebee is another great set of Transformers figures. I love these two. Starscream is very unique looking, but still retains that Starscream feel, and Bumblebee is just flat out awesome. The robot mode looks badass, the vehicle mode looks badass. They outdid themselves with Bumblebee because, to be honest, I'm sick of Bumblebee, but man, they knocked it out of the park with this one. Only minor complaints with this set. I'm not a big fan of the gaps in Starscream's forearms, and his odd asymmetrical paint scheme kind of throws me off, but it's really not bad. So if you happen to see the Starscream and Bumblebee 2-pack on the shelf, I highly recommend that you pick them up. You're not going to be disappointed. And at least with this set, both of the figures can hold their weapon properly, unlike Reactivate Optimus Prime. Now guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Also, if you're in any position to help out the channel, I do have a super thanks button, and I also offer channel memberships. And I have to give a huge shout out and thank you to all my current channel members, because it is your support that helps keep this channel going. Once again guys, this is Patriot Prime, signing out. Hooah!